guys, what's up? My name's Jackie, and today we're going to do something a little bit different, but not, I don't know, kind of different. I got this idea for this video from actually one of you guys, shout out to Wendy, because she, along with a lot of us, likes newer books, but she also likes some older classic books, so I thought I would just mention some of my favorite older books. I don't know what I'm going to call this yet. I don't know how old all these books are, so it's not like favorites older than 50. Oh, that's kind of a good idea. Maybe favorites older than 50? I don't know. They're just some of the books that I do really like that are published from a long time ago. Maybe considered classics. I don't know. I guess it depends on who you're talking to. I just thought I would mention some of the books that I like that aren't the newest or haven't just been published in the past few years or something. I am an English major, so I have read a lot of books that are older and poetry, plays, lots of different things that are older. I'm just not going to limit myself. I just thought it was a really good idea. I don't have too many because what can I say? I'm guilty of buying and reading the newest releases. I love them. I get really excited. I have to buy them, and those always jump to the front of my reading list. Yeah, I thought I would just make this video anyway and tell you some of my favorites. So let's just jump right in. So one of the first is one that weirdly I never read in school, but like I felt like everyone else did. I just read this. Actually, my 12th grade English teacher, I think I just was like, I want to read. What do I read? And she was like, this is one of my favorite books. It's a classic. You'll really enjoy it. Just here's my copy. Read it. Shout out to that teacher. I think I've shouted her out in a previous video maybe. Thank you for giving me this because I don't know if I would be reading. Like honestly, like anyone who helped resurge my love of reading like throughout the years, like thank you. So the book is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. People have mixed feelings about this book. Like some people really like it, some people really don't. I don't know if it was just the time in my life when I read it or in general. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I didn't read it out of this copy. I read it out of my teacher's copy, which I haven't been able to find. I'm obsessed with her edition. It is so cute. I love the way everything is spaced out. It has a bunch of flowers on it. If you happen to know what I'm talking about, let me know because I want that edition because it's the one that like, I don't know, I just have memories with it. But this one's really cool too. The green's interesting, but I really like the blue. It's really pretty. It's one of the special editions from Barnes & Noble, but it's a great book. Like if you guys haven't read this, a lot of people have read this. If you haven't read it, just pick it up. I went in with like low expectations too, and especially a classic. I had never been super into classics, but I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was so fun. Yeah, it's just really cute. I had to get this cool edition of it. And the second book I have is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. So I don't know if this is true, but I remember someone telling me like this was kind of, at least the concept of it was written in this like hodgepodge thing of a bunch of writers who was like, who can write the scariest story? And like I think Dracula came out of that too. I don't know if that's true, but I've always heard that and I want to believe it's true because that's a cool story. But yeah, so that might have been where Frankenstein came from. So I had to read this for school and it was assigned to us. I started reading it and then I just finished it. Like I don't know what happened. I picked it up, I started reading it, and then all of a sudden I was done, and I was like, wait, we were supposed to read pages like 1 to 20? And I just read the whole thing, you know? I've read it a few times since then. I just really enjoyed this right off the bat. I really like the idea that a girl wrote it. I don't know why I was so obsessed with that at the time. I mean, shout out to all the girl writers, you know? But like, I don't know, I just was really into it. And so, I don't know, I just really enjoyed this. It was written like differently than I expected. It just kind of caught me out of nowhere. There's a cool Barnes & Noble edition of this that I really want to get, but I'm just so attached to like my little copy that I have annotated. I've kind of like messed up the spine pretty good. I don't know, I just really am attached to this copy. Frankenstein is definitely what I consider to be a classic and like a good one. Yeah, so there's Frankenstein. So the next book I actually don't have with me. It's in an anthology that I've read from, and honestly I don't know where that is. It's somewhere around here. Again, I just moved not that long ago, so I don't know where anything is. The book is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't think that's like the official name. What is the official name? The Curious Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I feel like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde isn't like a, not story, but like monster or whatever that we really talk about anymore. Like, I don't know, I just don't hear about it in pop culture very often. So I was really excited to read this. And it was not at all like how I expected it to be, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was so interesting and creepy. Like, it's a totally good Halloween time read. Like, it's totally a spooky story. I don't know if that came out of that like scary writing powwow session or whatever, if that was even real, but it is, so let's just pretend that it is no matter what. That one caught me off guard too. I didn't really have high expectations of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really into this. This is scary and cool and weird. Yeah, so that is definitely a classic that I recommend reading. I should totally get an edition of that. I don't have one aside from in that anthology, but I should get one to just have because I'm sure I would love to look through it. And the next thing I will mention is actually a play, and it is The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. When I first read this book, I don't even remember like how old I was when I read it. It's a play. When I first read it, I didn't understand, like I was a lot younger, I didn't understand all the implications, but I did read it again and like study it more closely in college, and now like I understand so much more about it, and like I don't know, I feel like it's like kind of way relevant. Like I don't know if that's just me. I don't know, it touches on a lot of like real issues, but like hidden away in like a comedy. I don't know, I just thought it's just so clever and funny. Like I find myself laughing throughout it, but then like when you really think about things, like it's a lot. Like I don't know, it's just a great story. It's funny and interesting and clever, and I've read some of Oscar Wilde's other like work, but I just remember this one like really stands out for me. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't. It's not that long. Again, it's written as a play, so if you're like the type of person who loves books that are dialogue, because you know you're just like flying through those pages because you know the dialogue skips to the next line every time someone talks. That's how plays are written. So read a few plays. And I don't have that one either. That one again is in a different anthology. For the last book that I want to mention, oh wait, I have it. The last book I want to mention is one that I guess I'm currently reading. I've been listening to the audiobook on and off because sometimes I'll listen to it with people. So if I'm listening to it with people, then like I can't listen to it without them, or you know, they miss things. It's one that my sister Allie actually blew through the sucker like the second she got it. She really liked it, and I think she has this same edition. And honestly, if this edition doesn't make you want to read it, like I don't know what will. But it is the Jurassic Park book by Michael Crichton. Crichton is like a bad thing. The Jurassic Park book and like The Lost World, which is the second. Come on, do you see this book? This is literally maybe the coolest book I've ever seen. Like, what the heck? There's dinosaurs all over it. How do you not want this? Like, seriously. But yeah, I just think it is so cool. It makes me want to read it. I haven't finished it, so I don't want to like say for sure it's amazing, but I love the movies. I love the old movies, the new movies, you know, all the Jurassic ideas. My sister really liked it. I think she has started reading The Lost World, but I don't think she's finished it. So this book isn't as old as the other books. At least the first one is like going on being 30 years old, I think. It's like 27 or something. Oh my god, it's older than me. I recommend picking it up. Yeah, so it's not as old, but I don't know. It's not like as much of a classic, but it's definitely not a newer book, obviously, and it's something that's being revamped. So what a great time to pick it up and read it, you know? But yeah, I just recommend getting it. I just think this is so freaking cool. And it has 2 books in one, so it's like you're getting 2 awesome books in an awesome edition. Just go pick it up. It's really cool. And like, how cool is this gonna look on your bookshelf? I'll tell you, very. Yeah, that is it for this really quick favorite older 50 or older favorites. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but that is it for this video about older books. I don't know, I just thought it was fun and interesting. Like, what a great idea. Thank you again, Wendy, for the great idea, for suggesting that to me. But yeah, I made it, so yay. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any books to recommend to me, I feel like I'm forgetting so many. I've read so many books that are older that I enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already, because I post new videos kind of all the time. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!